How's it? It's Ryan here, and here we have the 45-degree leg press. There might be a hard one name for this, but that's what I got. Now, there is a lot of different variations that you can do on this, so I'm just going to talk through a few. Now, personally, I like to do calf raises on these, and I like to do maybe single leg stuff. With clients, I tend to get them to really do things that focus a lot more on the glute with this. So I'm going to start off with them. So the first things first, what I like to do for myself and for the majority of my clients, if they can, is bring this seat right up to the top. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but there's a wee lever here. Sometimes that seat will be flat down, so it's quite a big angle. In terms of engaging the glute, you're not going to get as much of a stretch at the bottom of it. So I like to keep it right up as high as I comfortably can. You can adjust that if your mobility is a bit blunted with it. Now, this is plate loaded, so you just stick plates on each side. Whatever you put on one side, put on the other. You put it up here, you put it down here. I'll be honest, I don't really know the difference. I just always stick it there. But don't just put a plate there, plate there. Like, let's keep it even, keep it symmetrical. Or don't. Your choice. Hold that there sandal. Sit down into your rocket ship. And then from there, bring both of the feet up. Now, this is where the big variation is going to be. So, kind of like squats, there's a lot of ways you can do it differently to target different parts of the muscles, or different muscles completely. So, what do I want to show you first? I'm just going to show you a standard squat first. Alright, so focusing a lot on the quads, mostly quads, some glutes. Keep the feet round about hip width apart, or maybe slightly wider than hip width. Toes slightly out, big toe planted. Toes pushed out, knees pushed out to the side, sorry. From there, straighten the legs. These wee handles are going to hook off. That's pretty much a safety bar, so once they're hooked off, that weight will come right down. When they're there, that weight's not going anywhere, so make sure once they're hooked off, you've got to control, because if you don't, that's just going to come down and but help! There's nobody here to help me. So, keep that in, toes out, knees out. And then I like to hold on to the seat just to keep my hips right down, to stop any movement for the upper body. From there, bend the knees, keep them out, bring it down as low as you comfortably can to the point where your heels might start to come up. So this is quite deep, you don't always need to go this deep, but big push up. The deeper you go, the more you're going to work the quads, the more challenge it's going to be. So here, big deep inhale, exhale, squeeze at the top. What I don't want to see is any of this kind of snapping the legs out, because that's just putting pressure on the knee joints, especially if you're going heavy loads. Doing that isn't doing anything for your quads, so don't, alright? If you actually want to make it harder for the quads, stop before you completely lock out, just to keep that tension completely on there, alright? So that's pretty standard. You come down 3, 2, 1, 1 second up. Just coming down as low as you can before the heels start lifting up, or before the knees start popping in or out. Make sure the knees don't pop in, keep them pressed out, ideally in line with the toes, and then press up. I don't know if anybody else gets this, but my heat's quite heavy, so I actually might just want to hold my head like this, because I swear to God my neck's actually like that. Don't sit back like this when you're doing it. I've not really got a good explanation why, just don't. If you want to work more glutes, what I'll do is bring the feet up wider, so toes out wide and up high. Now from there, right away it's going to shorten the range of motion down, but see if I'm trying to work my glutes, all I need is that 90-degree bend and then straight up. So it's quite short, big deep inhale, breathe out, squeeze, and to really emphasise the glutes, keep the knees out and push more through the heels rather than the toes, and that's going to keep that tension on the glutes. If you want to kind of balance the both, just go around about the middle. If you want more quads, keep it closer down to the bottom. But your Achilles mobility is going to affect how low you can really go with that. So with your warm-up set, just kind of mess about that. Find the foot position that works for you. Go for that. If you're feeling hip pain, knee pain, adjust your position so that you don't simply put it out. Now, as I said, there's some single leg variations to do this. So what I would do if I was using this for female clients in particular is to really emphasise the glutes. So I would tell them to keep their toe out, knee out, and then make sure that knee stays pushed out and the big toe stays jammed down. Now, to actually lift it off, but like if you've got kind of short legs, that might not actually lift off. So you might need to actually bring your feet down here, take it off, and then adjust your position. So far out and wide, to really exaggerate it. This foot, keep right in at this pad. That's a bit fucking uncomfortable for me, but if you're feeling, you might be able to get a leg up there. If not, just keep it down on the floor, but try and force it up there, right? There. Again, focus on where the heel's going. Big deep inhale, big stretch, squeeze. Again, just hold on to that seat, keep yourself locked in. Breathe deep, 3, 2, 1. 1 second up. Just make sure that knee stays out to the side. Not too far out, but just out far enough that's in line with that big toe. Once you've done your reps, again right back to the middle. Same again that side. Make sure your foot's the exact same, alright? You don't want to be working this out there and then working this here. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a bit of an imbalance there, so go out, knee out, bring that heel in, don't drop it. Slow, again 3, 2, 1, breathe in, exhale, make sure you breathe deep into the belly button, then exhale, squeeze out. And again, you can do that single leg with the quad. I should probably say by this point, you can lock it in if you get fatigued, alright? If you need to put it down, if you don't need to save yourself, you kind of get it up past there, keep it in there, but just be aware that it's stuck. So again, if you really want to exercise quads, single leg, I wouldn't necessarily go into the middle. I've seen some people do this, but in terms of the knee joint, it just doesn't seem too comfortable for me personally. So I would look at your hip joint, your knee joint, your ankle. You pretty much want them lined up. If you're keeping that knee slightly out, keep the toe slightly out. If you're keeping it in, then just keep the knee in line with it as well. But again, be mindful of how that's feeling the joints, because you don't want to create unnecessary torque there, alright? So knee pushed out, toe out, and then again roll this off. 3, 2, 1 the way down. This is emphasising the quad, and then push a bit more through the toes with this, alright? Breathe deep, and then exhale, squeeze the quad hard. And again, what you do in one leg, do in the other. Start off with a weaker leg. Don't go into your strong leg first, go into the other one. If you can do, say, 15 on your strong leg, you go to 10 on your weak leg. Keep it even, just do 10 on both of them, alright? Or make sure you pause and then go for the other 5 on that weaker leg. And I just took that right down. So that is the leg press. That was probably quite a long-winded, but 2 legs, single leg, quad, glute, and then I'm going to add in as well calf raises. So what I actually like to use this machine for calf raises because it's hip loaded. So basically everything from the hip down is what's involved, everything from the hip up isn't. So rather than doing what with a bar on my back when the split machine, I like to do this because there's a lot less take over on basically. So feet about hip width apart, toes forward, heels in line with the toes. Here, straighten the legs up. I like to keep a soft bend in the knees, not keep them completely locked out. I don't need to worry about these ankles, just hold on to the seat. So soft bend, push the heels to the wall, and then I want to push the toes forward, and then the ankles as far forward as I can. Oh, grab up a wee bit. So push the heels to the wall, and then ankles as far forward as you can. Really emphasise that stretch at the bottom, hold it for a second, hold the squeeze for a second. Then this. It's a waste of time. So that. Engage the calves. Feel the stretch in the calves. Pause so we don't actually use the Achilles. And then we are done, you can just bend the knees. Right back down. And then finally, you get out, pull that handle, stand yourself up. And if you want to actually stick some weight on it, there's 20 plates, some lighter plates about, but make sure when you load it evenly each side. If that was helpful, please let me know if you have any questions, give me a shout.